Hey guys, what's up? Zach here. Today we are here with the next round of F1 YouTuber career mode. Today we are here in Silverstone for the British Grand Prix, driven by xMattyG. Now, of course, I'll leave a link to his channel down below, and of course, you guys know Matty's one of the fastest drivers on this game, so it's going to be hopefully a great race for Williams here today, and hopefully a win. But obviously, it's Silverstone. The weather is probably not going to be very predictable, and it should be an interesting race. Anyway, the lights are coming on here in Silverstone. The lights are on, and then the lights are out, and away we go here in Silverstone. A very short wait with the lights here in Silverstone, and Matty is deciding to let everyone through here for a challenge in himself here to try and drop to last and then go and try and win the race once again. It's definitely an interesting challenge here. And now Kobayashi and all the rest of the slow cars at the back of the grid are to contend with. Looks like Chilton's actually had a pretty good start. Round the outside, Matty's already up to 13th place, 12th place. Round the outside, maybe even more positions to be gained here. 11th place. Now looking to the inside of Vernon Perez, I think it is. Then there's two Ferraris going very slowly on the apex, so managed to get past Vernon Hulkenberg, it looks, as well as a very slow Raikkonen and Alonso, and then Button, and we're already in 6th place. What a start this has been to this race. And round the outside, I think it's Ricciardo as well, and that's P5, half a lap in after dropping to the back of the field. What an absolutely crazy start there from Matty in the Williams. Now, our teammate Massa is the next person on our list here, and you can see as we head towards the end of the lap, we're right up behind him. Rosberg's getting into a bit of drama there. I think it was been with Vettel in front of him there. Round the outside of our teammate Massa, and up into 4th place, slightly sliding through these final couple of turns here, but we managed to get the traction down round the final turn here, and that's one lap completed here of Silverstone. And now Rosberg for 3rd place is the next person that we want to overtake. We're about 9/10 in front of us currently, and we'd hope to get past him pretty easily, but it's Silverstone. Mercedes were pretty dominant in Silverstone in real life, and it's kind of surprising actually to see Vettel up there squabbling with them for the top positions here today. But obviously using that lean fuel mixture out of the turns to get a bit of extra traction, then down the straights that fast fuel mixture to get the extra speed down the straight as we head towards the end of the straight, using lean once again to get that optimum sort of grip through the corner. Rosberg quite slow through there. We caught him quite a bit through this first sector already. I mean, it said 1 second through the split time there, but it's obviously not a second here. The gaps came down quite a bit. I think through the braking zone is where we're really gaining the time here on Rosberg, who seems to be a little bit held up here from Vettel. You can see there's a bit of a gap from Vettel to the leader Hamilton currently, so I'm sort of expecting Vettel was the one that's really holding up us in this little train here. And I think Massa's actually dropped quite a bit behind us here, so it's really a three-way squabble for 2nd place. Then there's a big old battle for 5th place, and Hamilton's really out in front by himself at the moment. Anyway, down this back straight here, and the rich fuel mixture is being used. 0.3 of a second behind Rosberg. He's looking for a move around the outside of Vettel, but we go past both of them. Somehow we get past both of them, but Rosberg keeps it around the outside. Rosberg actually get us back actually around the outside there, but Matty's not going to accept that. Final couple of turns here, get back past Rosberg and back into 2nd place here, and that's already a crazy first couple of laps here around Silverstone. You can see how far back on the mini-map there, how far back the sort of last places are, and we've gained like all that time. It's kind of crazy, isn't it? But Hamilton, a bit of a gap here. I think it's over a second. We'll see in the sector any second now, but 1.1 seconds is the gap to Hamilton, but we have got the fastest middle sector there, or the fastest first 2 sectors I should say here around Silverstone, and we'll be looking to get past Hamilton probably within the next couple of corners. Obviously we'll have the DRS zone in a couple of corners time, and look at that, right over the curbs there, getting every single 10th of a second we possibly can here. Final corner, once again doing the same. What's the time going to be across the night? It's 1:34.576, and the gap down to Hamilton is less than 0.7 of a second now, and we've got the gap up to Rosberg, who's passed Vettel, to over a second now, and you can see fastest lap of the race. We're right up behind Hamilton here. We're going to have that DRS that I was talking about. It's going to be all down about traction really, whether we can get enough traction through these couple of corners here to manage this DRS perfectly. We've got the DRS activated now. Is it going to be enough down this long back straight here? Hamilton's obviously going to try and defend here. We've sort of, well, he's sort of left a gap there, Hamilton, hasn't he? But we weren't managed to get past him there. 2 tenths up on our fastest time already here, but we're right up behind Hamilton here as we head towards the old main straight here, and going up to the old turn 1, right up in the slipstream of Hamilton here, looking to the inside. He leaves the gap and we managed to get the move done there on Hamilton and up into first place. Wow, what a sort of crazy first 4 laps this has been. Went from down to 22nd and now back into the lead of the race once again. And as we head down this back straight here, we're probably going to have to be a bit careful about Hamilton. He probably will have... Oh, it's Rosberg who's managed to actually get past Hamilton now. Not too sure what's happened there. But Rosberg's got past Hamilton. He will have DRS, but he's nowhere near close enough there to actually make the move. So that's us up into the lead of the race here. And already a great start for Matty in this British Grand Prix. Now, it's all about maintaining this gap and just making sure we don't crash or anything. I mean, we've got, what, 9 laps to go now. And it's pretty much in the bag, this race win, as long as nothing crazy happens. But if you look in the sky right now, you can see grey skies. It looks like it's going to rain. And that's sort of worrying thing about this part of the race, because you're thinking, well, it's probably going to rain here, but what do I do in terms of strategy? It's going to be a tough one to call, because you can see that rain probably is going to be coming in soon as we head to lap number 6. Rain is still on the horizon there. We're probably thinking it'll be coming in a lap or two's time, but diving into the pit lane here on lap number 6, and we're going to switching over to the prime tyres now, which will be the hard compound tyres. Around this very cool Silverstone pit sort of section here, it's really kind of cool. You see the glass building on the right a minute or so ago, and the Williams crew right at the end of the pit lane pretty much here. I think only Cater and Marusha are past them. So out the pit lane there, you can see we go. A nice 3.8 second pit stop there and maintain the gap to the cars behind. We've already got a retirement from the race, interestingly enough, down to 21 cars. We'll see at the end of the race who that was, but out the pits we go. I think Ricciardo and I think it might be Hamilton haven't stopped here. Oh, sorry, Ricciardo and Rosberg, sorry, haven't stopped, I don't think, here. We'll see in the next lap or so what's actually happened in terms of where people have stopped, but it looks like Ricciardo and Rosberg haven't stopped, including Massa as well, but managed to get back past him. Obviously, he went into the pit lane, gained the position, but then went round and got that back. Then it was Rosberg who actually did stop a lap later on lap number 7, but we get past him without any issue whatsoever. He was still in the pit lane and we were already round the second and third turn there. So we've got a nice lead on Rosberg here, and now it's about maintaining it. As I said earlier on, even though we can see it's a pretty simple race from now on for Matty, it's not as simple as it may look, because we've got that rain possibility on the horizon here. 20 odd seconds faster than the pace lap, obviously, because of the pit stops, but the main thing we're looking at here is about, well, it was 2 seconds, now 6 seconds to Rosberg, but that rain I was talking about, it has eventually come here, and we've got the rain here in Silverstone. Typical British weather here in Silverstone, but it's only 3 laps really. We've got to maintain this for, obviously, lap 11, 12 and 13. It's not worth coming to the pits and put intermediates, especially this conditions here. It's really not that bad, and with the Codemasters programming, you don't need to pit until it's pretty much like full wet conditions on dry tyres. So yeah, it should be a pretty easy win for Matty, but we can see here he's kind of struggling around that final turn there. I think there's a loss of traction with the Williams. I'm assuming the tyres obviously worn down as well as the last lap of the race here. What's the gap? 8.5 seconds to Rosberg. We've got 1 lap to go here. But as I said, I was talking about those tyres. They will be really destroyed towards the end of this race here. Even though it's the hard compound tyres, Silverstone's a track where you wear down the tyres very quickly, as we saw in 2013. And yeah, basically these tyres will be very, very bad towards the end of this race here. And we'll see through this first sector here, well, 6 tenths slower than our last lap time, but what's the gap to Rosberg? That's the one we need to be looking at, because it's the last lap of the race really, so we don't need to be pushing too much. The gap has come down by less than, or just over 1/10 of a second I should say, but I really wouldn't be worrying about that too much, especially when you're as fast as Matty. About 1 or 2 tenths of a second over the AI doesn't really make a difference at all. Around the old turn 1, I should actually remember what these are called. I know this is like Maggots, Beckett's and Chapel, I think, through here. Well, I don't know, I remember like a memory blank or whatever. I can't actually remember what the old turn 1's called off the top of my head. Don't know why. Not a true F1 fan. But anyway, last sector coming up here. We'll see the gap to them coming up here. And you can see Matty already celebrating us. I think we just dropped down to 20 cars as well. Looks like another car has retired from this British Grand Prix. Final couple of turns here. The gap has gone up to 8.7 seconds here. You see Matty's already celebrating. What a great race this has been here in Silverstone. Obviously going from the back. And he's flicked into reverse gear on the last couple of corners of this race. Now getting into first gear and pulling away once again. Are we going to have enough speed to get to the start-finish line? We're getting overtaken by Rosberg and Hamilton. That was extremely close. I'm not too sure that was intentional or not from Matty there. But that made the last couple of corners a lot more exciting than they probably would have been. Wow, what a crazy race that was. I mean, it says get positions gained 4, but we all know Matty dropped back to not fourth place, what was I saying? He dropped back to last place and managed to fight back all the way through. And look at the gap between Hamilton and Rosberg right there, very close there. Let's have a look at the standings. Now, this is the most important thing. That win has definitely helped us towards the top of the championship a little bit more. Close the gaps to Hamilton and Rosberg. Vettel, Ricciardo, Alonso, Hulkenberg, Massa, Magnussen, Raikkonen, same top 10 as it was before. Don't think there's any changes in position either, but we do manage to get past Red Bull in the Constructors. Now 1 point ahead of them, and it's pretty much a 2-horse race for second place in this Constructors Championship, and a 3-horse race for the Drivers Championship. So guys, thanks again for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Of course, go and check out Matty's channel down in the description. Anyway, it's been xMattyG. Goodbye.